Down this way? Alright, well, I didn't see that enemy there. Definitely my one thing about Sky is sometimes the enemies just blend in. Like, I cannot see them. Feels like they're just a tad too low opacity compared to, like, everything else in the game. It does help to have the eagle eye thing on the minimap, but also there's no minimap in dungeons, so that's going to be annoying for dungeons. Because dungeons have no minimaps. Okay, just drain my HP, why don't you? Bum, 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 bum. Hey, 12 XP. Joshua is really close to level 12. Bum, 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 bum. All this music. Trails in the Sky has some good music. I mean, it's Falcom. Trails and Ease have good tracks. Good music. He says after playing 2 Ease games and 2 Trails games. Bum, 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 bum. I do really like that Trails in the Sky's soundtrack feels a lot more innocent than Cold Steel. Which is a good thing because it fits the game. Like, it fits the graphical style and, like, the atmosphere of this universe so far. So the soundtrack really fits. While Cold Steel had a good bit of, like, rock tracks, like, upbeat ones, Sky's music really fits it. Hey, Ravennue Village. So this is Ravennue Village, huh? This sure is a peaceful place. Look, there's an orchard. The village is known for its production of fruit, but it used to have a rich mining history. I've heard there's an old abandoned septium mine north of here. We're gonna go through another mine. You seem to know a lot about this place. Have you been here before? Yeah, when I was trained to become a senior bracer. The first thing that came to my mind when Scheherazade said mine, like a mine in this place, I thought of Star Ocean 6. Delric Village has a mine inside of it. Yeah, when I was trained to become a senior bracer. During that time, I covered the whole kingdom of on foot without an airliner. Why? An airliner would have been so much more convenient. Airliners are certainly convenient, but they only go to the 5 major cities. If you get used to their convenience, your attention won't reach other places. You should first travel on foot and see the places you should protect with your own eyes. It is pretty much the way your father recommended me to go about my training. Dad really said that? There's certainly the possibility that if an incident occurs in a place you're unfamiliar with, you could end up getting there too late. Also, it would be pretty advantageous to know the geography when chasing a criminal. That's exactly right. Well, be that as it may, let's see what we can find out about the sighting. So what do you suggest? Should we go talk to all the villagers? People will be suspicious of us if we did that all of a sudden. Well, it's too bad. I'm gonna talk to some NPCs. I'm also not one of those people who's like, I will find every NPC. I will just talk to NPCs if I feel like it. I think we should talk to the village elder first and see what he has to say. Okay. You can't stop me, Joshua. You cannot stop me. Huh? Are you guys visitors? If you're looking for the village elder's house, it's just up the hill in the back of the village. Louis? Louis. Probably. Louis hasn't come over recently. I wonder if something happened. Immediately I thought of DuckTales. But it's not spelled like that in DuckTales. Man, what a throwback, huh? If you're looking for my husband, he's always been in the orchard. Even when I call him for meals, he ends up coming up an hour later. And by that time, his meal's already cold. Have you visited the gravesite here in the village? That large tombstone is dedicated to the victims who died in the 100 Days War. 10 years ago, the village suffered greatly because of the fighting. Even today, I still see the horrific scenes sometimes in my dreams. Alright, I have a feeling the NPCs aren't saying anything because they want me to talk to the elder first. Oh, this is that Louis kid. Nobody believes me. It wasn't a dream either. Poor kid. I'm actually looking to get out of the orchard business and start again as a merchant in Bose. But there are a number of problems hanging over the village. If we can't find a way to resolve them, I just won't be able to leave this place with a clear conscience. That's why my wife and son have gone ahead to Bose without me. Here's the mayor's house. They told me, but like, I'm really bad at them telling me and me finding it. I'd rather them just like, hey, it's near here. Look at this gravesite. Is this where Choco gets her demon powers? We can get Choco's, I don't know what it's called. I never actually got the form because Arc the Lad 2 was, stupid about getting that to proc. But I obviously know about the ultimate Choco form. I haven't seen the likes of you around here before, so tell me, are you here to buy some fruit? No, we're not merchants. We're here with the Bracer Guild. So, you're the elder of the village? I guess you could say I'm something like that. What do you mean something like that? You have an elder text box right there. You're the elder. Case in point, you're done. That's it. You don't happen to be one of Agate's companions, do you? Yeah, I think Agate is how I'm going to pronounce that name. Well, we're all members of the same guild, but we're not companions exactly. We know him by face, and that's probably about it. I see. Yeah, not a very nice guy. At least on surface level. So he's traveling by himself as usual. What's wrong, sir? It's nothing, really. Please pardon my expression. Anyway, what brings you to the rural village of ours? Don't tell me that another dangerous monster showed up in the area. No, actually, we're in the middle of an investigation concerning the missing airliner. We came here because we heard there was a report of some kind of sighting. Ah, I see. I thought that said Elder Raisin, but it's R-E-I, so Raisin? Raisin? I think Raisin's how you say that. I thought it said Raisin. The Royal Army came here and investigated the other day. However, they searched around the area and ended up leaving empty-handed. Really? Is that so? What about the person who saw the flying silhouette in the sky? It was one of the children in the village here, a boy named Louis. Oh, I already talked to that kid. He apparently saw some suspicious shadows making its way across the sky on the night of the incident. But he's a kid anyway, you think about it, so he may have just imagined the whole thing while he was half asleep. Imagined it, huh? Oh, he did say something about that. I guess that's what he was talking about when he said, no one believes me. I guess the best thing we can do is ask him directly. You're probably right about that. Thank you for your time, sir. Don't mention it. If there's anything else I can help you with, don't hesitate to ask. Alright. He was like by the bridge, right? He was like by the water. I'm pretty sure. Bum, 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 bum. Huh? I haven't seen you guys around here before. We talked to you. I talked to you of my own free will. Are you merchants here to buy fruit? Actually, no. We're here for a different reason. As a matter of fact, we're bracers. Bracers? You mean like agate? Better than agate. I don't know. You don't look all that strong to me. Especially because you're a girl. Every kid in your universe is just a scumbag? Who raises these children? There were those other kids over in Relent that were like, oh, you're a girl. What is wrong with the children in this universe? Ugh. Why don't you just tell me how why don't you tell me how I really feel? But after seeing my great skill with the staff, do you think you could still call me weak? I mean, she could whack you in the face with it. Wow, that's amazing. It's like a tornado. Ah. I bet you wish you were singing a different tune. Haha, hope you learn your lesson that looks can be deceiving. How about another amazing demonstration with my staff? Estelle, be careful. Wasn't it just yesterday you hit yourself in the face doing that? It sounds like Estelle. Anyway, are you Louis by any chance? It says his name right there. Yeah. How do you know my name? We heard from the village elder. She said you saw some kind of flying shadow. You think you can tell us a bit about what you saw that night? Sure, if you want. But the soldiers from the army already searched the place and didn't find anything. That's fine, we're not worried about that. Do you think you could just tell us what you saw? In as much detail as you can remember. Okay, I'll try. You see, I like watching the stars at night. So I often sneak out of my house at night to come here and look at the stars. And the other night, when I was out here looking up at the stars, I saw 2 shadows moving across the sky. Now hold on a minute here. You say you saw 2 shadows? Yeah, that's right. And they were different sizes too, kind of like mom leading a kid. Like a mom leading a kid. 2 shadows, 2 sizes. That's consistent with an airliner and the Sky Bandit airship, if you think about it. Yeah, the aircraft we ran across in the woods was definitely smaller than a typical airliner. And the 2 shadows just kept on flying north. Until I couldn't see them anymore. So north is... There's a trail that continues behind the village, and it leads to an old septium mine which was abandoned some time ago. The soldiers from the army supposedly searched the trail, but didn't come up with anything. That's why they said I must have been dreaming. And then they laughed at me like I didn't know what I was talking about. Ah, enough of that. You're a boy, right? And boys don't cry. We're not like those stupid soldiers. We don't think you're telling a lie either, and we're gonna prove it. Really? Darn straight, you just leave it to us. So no more crying, okay? Okay. You're a real nice person. Alright, this kid is immediately redeemed. As usual, she's got a knack with the kids. Yeah, maybe it's a virtue. Huh? Why are you looking at me like that? It's nothing. Let's focus on the task at hand. Looks like we got stuff to do. Right. Let's hurry and get onto the trail behind the village and see what we can find. Look, I get it. Estelle isn't very bright. Haha, bright, because her last name is Bright. I'm so funny. Cue the little boom boom boom, whatever. But, Estelle isn't very bright. Pun entirely intended. But, man, every kid just, like, is like, oh, you're a girl. You can't be a bracer. I mean, that kid immediately was like, oh, hey, you're a nice person. Those other kids in Relent are still, like, brats. Trails in the Sky just has a bunch of brats. West is Ravennue Mine. Let's go to Ravennue Mine. Actually, let's go up here and see if I find any new monsters. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Please die. Aw, rip. Will this reach both of you? No. Oh, it will. Alright. Range of that is super wide. Cold Steel had nobles that were brats? I mean, most games have nobles that are brats. Most games have snobby nobles. Lauren's in the first 3 houses. Lauren's in both 3 houses and Hope's. More 3 houses.
Oh, are we done already?
I still didn't Bind Whip. I still didn't like Lauren's in 3 Hopes. I wouldn't say I liked Lauren's in 3 Hopes, but my opinion of him in 3 Hopes was higher than in 3 Houses. Sir Carlin from Ys 8 comes to mind. Bratty nobles are just like a common stereotype. Not all nobles are like that, but it's a common stereotype, and sometimes they go the extra mile on like, hey, development. Hello. Deathblow 2. Reduced to searching empty chest. That's really sad. Oh wait, I didn't look at the chest for the other thing. You know what? I played Cold Steel first, so I'm not used to reading these. Chest is empty, but it wouldn't be empty if you put something in it. Apparently they like make fun of the other games not doing it. There's probably a few other nobles I can think of, but those 2 are the first ones that came to mind. Alright, well now I definitely can't get all 3 of you, so I'll just get 2 of you. Actually, I should have aimed on one of the plants. Because then Joshua can have aimed on the plant. I mean, I'll have Shara aim on the plant. Wish she's got Firebolt. Bum, 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 bum. Ow. Out of my sight. Just normal attack. And Shara gets the kill here.
Oh, are we done already?
Hello. I will take my beast streak. Nope, still empty. I just like that the chests have dialogue. It's so funny. It's a neat thing I didn't know because I started with Cold Steel. This is no bueno. Do this to make it bueno again. Stone might still die, honestly, because the plant gets a turn. Oh yeah, I didn't even count Luke, because Luke gets development and becomes likable. The whole point of Luke's character is him being a brat. But there are characters in games, Lawrence and Carlin, by the end of Three Houses and the end of Ys 8 or I said Carlin first. By the end of Ys 8 and by the end of Three Houses respectively, they do not, I feel like they don't really change. And if they do, it's very, very little. So that's why those two are like, you know. Also, Husis in Cold Steel becomes more likable. So Husis is another one that doesn't really stay like that. But the whole point of Luke's character is the fact that he is that way. Where am I going? I have no idea where I'm going. I can use this, though. Abandoned Mine. It's right here. Or it's down here, specifically. Oh, wait. I knew it was this way. I just decided to go that way for all the chests. Can you heal in the village? Because I need to heal. Everyone's, like, dying. It's locked. Oh, no. Does anyone let Elder's house? Can you let me rest? It's a daily routine for me and my husband to pay our respects to the deceased. We don't want those who lost their lives during the war to feel that they have been forgotten. Can you heal me? Alright. I guess not. Oh, don't make me go all the way. Oh, this is perfect. All right, good. I thought they were actually going to be like, hey, go back to Bose. Oh, you have a shop as well? How about that? Apple ice cream? I do like apples. And not just because Berseria is my second favorite Tales game. Alright, we're back on the road. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Wait. Is by time? Is 18... Oh, that's not the playtime. That's the time of the... That's military time. I was so confused why it was 19 on the bottom one. But that's just the time, like, I saved at. That's not the playtime of the game. I got confused.